Cheers. Here's our coffee time with us, and Happy New Year, right? So, to start that off, let's get into a question that someone asked about setting goals for the new year and how do you keep your New Year's resolutions going for the year? How do you just keep that going over time and not lose that resolution motivation? Okay. But first, quick shout out to Larry E. Larry is just one of our members that's been coming in for team trainings in the morning. Just an awesome guy, just a great attitude, always social and fun to be around, and just consistent hard work week after week. So we really appreciate you being here, Larry, and thank you very much for joining the teams. Now, getting into that question, right? How do we keep a resolution going all year round? And some would say, start with goal setting and using the SMART acronym, which is specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, time oriented. And although that may work for some people, and you're being very specific with goals is important. You're concrete, and you're making sure that you know exactly what to do, and laying that out. And some people really work like that, but sometimes that doesn't always work for everybody. I found that another acronym called MOM. All right, so follow the MOM acronym, and that is MOM. And the first M stands for motivation, right? So motivation is really trying to find out what is your motivator. What are you, just try to identify what will it take for you to do X, Y, and Z. What is that kind of motivator to get you doing those extra workouts, or getting you out of the bed in the morning, or changing your diet around, or whatever that might be? What is that motivator, right? Let's just try to identify that first. That will get you to do those next steps, right? Whether it's trying to reduce in certain areas, or practice moderation, any of those type of things that would require a little bit of effort. What will motivate you to do that? All right, so the second one is O for observation. Observation, observe carefully at the things that you do day to day, right? So observe carefully what those things that you do, and whether they're good or bad, just kind of keep a note of, hey, like I end up eating at this time of the day because of X, Y, and Z. Maybe it's stress, maybe it's just busy, whatever it might be, filling the time. Just kind of observe what are those things, right? Be really present in your day-to-day actions, so that way that you can identify what comes first, right? Do I need to focus on getting more water? Do I need to reduce in having less of this, or eating less of that, or eating more? Try not to do it all at once, right? Just try to prioritize, what should I do first? And then what is the next step after that, right? So just focusing first on, what are those things that you are doing that you can now change, and just taking it one step at a time. Don't try to do everything all at the same time. So just be observant. And then the last M for MOM is mechanics, right? And that is, right, now you can use those tricks, those techniques, those hacks, whatever that might be that you've heard of throughout the years. Or if you don't know any, please stop by. I have a bunch of techniques, and we can, again, work on those mechanics to employ for your day now, for you to actually work those situations that you're in, right? And again, that might not be what someone else's scenario is. So practicing moderation might be pretty easy for someone else, right? They might have that willpower to say, nope, I'm just not having that cake, or I'm not having those snacks. And that's fine, right? But again, everyone's situation is slightly different, so these tricks may not work for you, they may work for someone else, and vice versa. But now really focusing on those mechanics after you've done those other two, to put into place, that will really continue with those habits, so that you can eventually keep those goals long term, right? And so after you use that strategy of the MOM acronym, I like to gamify it, right? Trying to gamify a lot of those different goals now can just make it a little bit more fun throughout the day. Can also just keep you focused on your goals, and it gives you something to work towards. So that would be like, hey, I want to do more workouts. Okay, if you want to do more workouts for this year, let's set a goal of 200. We'll call it the 200 Club. And now you have 365 days in a year, but we're just trying to get 200 workouts in, right? You can do all the math you want on that, and you could do all 200, the last 200 of the days of the year. I don't care, but it's better to kind of space that out, right? And so just set that goal for 200. And if you're, I don't know, ranking those up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're talking the middle of the summer now. We're up to 78, 90, 100, whatever that might be. You can now continue to see that number grow over time, and that gives you a little bit more motivation to say, hey, I'm going to get in again. I'm going to get in again. I'm going to keep this goal going until you reach that 200 mark. Okay. Maybe it's just eating better, right? So how many different vegetables can I get in a day? All right. I 1, 2, 3. I'm stuck at 3. Well, let's just try to throw some more things in there. I'm not saying that you have to make a salad or make a huge stir fry with vegetables in it. Again, you're just trying to get in different vegetables and just get in more vegetables. So if you're trying to eat better and you want to have more vegetables, set that goal. Okay, I'm just going to try to get in so many in a day. Doesn't have to be a huge salad. Like I said, it could just be a little bit of a portion here and there, but that'll add up throughout the day. Okay, or maybe it's something that you need to work on yourself with, right? Some self-care. That could be recovery, that could be stretching, that could be some PT, that could just be mobility, rolling. So how many minutes can you get in a day, right? I mean, it could be 5 minutes here, it could be 5 minutes there. You're only stuck at 10 minutes for the day. All right, well, now we can try to get that to 15 and build, okay? So over time, you're going to be able to build that goal of how many minutes in a specific day. Okay, so those are some techniques to keep your New Year's resolution going for the year. Let me know if you have any questions, and let's see how much you can rank up in the year. All right, go get it. All right, cheers. Thank you very much. Have a good week.